Let me see your identification.
My name's Bond. James Bond.
You must be Igor.
You've got a real attitude problem. Danger's my middle name.
Wait, let me explain something to you.
I am an FBI agent!
I know, man, isn't it wild?
Well, my mistake.
Did you eat a lot of paint chips when you were a kid?
Why?
Are you shook up? Are you nervous?
Supernatural, perhaps.
Christ, look at that! God help us!
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
We'd like to get a sample of your brain tissue.
Okay.
Should I give him some medicine?
It's alive!
You know what's going on? Maybe it's another drill.
Welcome to Face the Real podcast that inspires and changes lives. Working as a stuntman and stunt coordinator in the motion picture and television world for over 27 years, I had the pleasure to meet and work with some amazing people. Actors, producers, directors, wardrobe, hair and makeup, fellow stunt performers, you name it. Here you get to hear some unbelievable stories from awesome people and their journeys through their lives, their struggles, and how they got to where they are today. Some of them funny, some of them sad, but never boring, and hopefully will help you to reach your goals, whatever they might be. I am Oliver Keller, and I'm excited to have you with me to face the real stuntman, stunt coordinator, base jumper, and awesome human being, Arsha Aghdasi. All right, we got Arsha Aghdasi on Face the Real. Welcome, man.
Yeah, I'm so happy. It's my honor to be involved.
Dude, I love the hat.
Yes, look at this.
Yes, I love it.
It's really hard to achieve it, you know? It's so hard when the company sent it to me.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I do appreciate for having it.
So now, dude, I really appreciate you just reaching out and hit me up on Instagram. And, we're so far away from each other and never met, but you seem like a real cool dude. And I did some research on your history and stunts, and there hasn't been much you haven't done yet. And IMDb, it says you started like at 2005.
Yeah, exactly.
And you've done a tremendous amount of huge stunts, some of them.
Yeah, I too appreciate it. I was so lucky because somehow I'm lucky, somehow I'm not, because here in my country, we don't have any action movie, but we have some sequences which they need stunts, they need some action sequences. And that's why I was so busy and I had a chance to learn too much, because as you know, any stunt I learned a new lesson. And this is what I'm looking for. I just looking for keep learning, keep doing, and make a new experience.
Right. So for the people that don't know, you're in Iran right now.
Yes.
What city are you in?
Right now, I'm in the north of Iran. I just find a place because of the coronavirus, as you know, is separated everywhere. I'm looking for a place which is I could do sport, because we all addict to doing sports. If we're doing not some crazy stuff, we just get old inside. Yeah. That's why I'm looking for a place. Every day I'm going skiing, swimming, and I run with my dogs, riding the horse, some throwing the axes and bow exercise, some workouts. That's why I'm right now. I'm in the north of Iran, but I'm basically living in Tehran, the capital.
Okay. I was just on the phone with a friend right before, and I was saying, man, I'm worried that we're not going to get, that we don't have enough time. Usually our interviews here last about an hour and a half, and I'm concerned. There's so much information I want to talk to you about. And it's like, man, we're not going to have enough time. So hopefully you're going to be up for another one. Maybe down the road we can have another conversation.
It's my honor. It's my pleasure. It's very big chance for me.
Oh, that's fantastic. So tell us, how did it start? I mean, what were you like as a kid? How was growing up for you?
Every time I said I grow up luckily, because I go out, I have my own game. I created my own game, and I just imagine anything, and I start to doing this. Right now, I'm still like this. When I'm tumble the car, I point the landing area of the car specific. I pointed in the ground. Sometimes I sprayed it in the ground, and I said the car goes and landing here, and sliding down and stopping here. And some people told me, how can you calculate it? I said it's not about all calculation. It's about the visualization. I just visualized everything. I see myself outside. I see my face inside. When I'm happy, big smile, because when I tumble the car, it's a very, very good moment of my life. It's the best of my day of my life, best moment of my life. And when I was a kid, I just make my own games, always scared. I always enjoyed myself. And when I watching the animations and some animation, I just try to do the same things. I remember I watched the Ninja Turtles and I go climbing up from the trees and fell down myself. Just luckily I landed in the ground, but I thought I did some flip in the trees. I think I thought I'm doing this, but just luckily I landed in the ground. And I made my own game, and I play with some of my friends, but I always have my rules. And I said, okay, listen, this game is like this, and so because I was created the game, I changed the rules always the way I like it, and I cheated. And the way I grew up is like this. I was a good student. And in school I was good, so that's why I have a chance to be some crazy stuff.
Can you hold your phone sideways?
Yeah. It's good.
No, now you're like this. Okay, just hold it upright. That's fine. That's okay. So, but your country at that time, did it have a film industry at all when you were a kid?
Yes, they had, but I can say even 20 years ago is much better. We had an action movie 20 years ago.
Okay.
But right now, I can say we don't have an action movie. We have a movie which is involved some sequences which is somehow their actions. But 20 years ago, much better than right now. But since I was a kid, yes, we have an action movie, but not good one. Very old school. Everything was old school.
How did you find out of the profession stunt performer? How did you find out about that?
I remember when I was a kid, there was a show. Its name You Asked for It. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember I watched that show, and always they talk about the Remy Julian and the friends doing the car stuff and things. I remember the name of the stunts since that moment, but I didn't know nothing about the name of the stunts. The only things which is I found Remy Julian stuffs in the action in the serious movie You Ask It for It, but I found myself luckily suddenly inside of the stunts, and even in my country, stunts was not a job. And I remember when 15 years ago when I started stunt stuff, when we went to the set, we don't have any respect. Even they get especially most of the time in my country, they give you tea in the set. I mean, it's a very popular stuff. They give you tea. They don't even give us tea. They give tea to the extra, but they don't counting us.
Wow.
They don't. They don't care about us, not at all. But I just work so hard. I mean, so hard to show them we are important in the movie. We are some part of the industry of the filmmaking. And I mean, very step by step, I found this respect. Right now, when I go on the set, every director, every actor and actress give us very nice respect, and everything was so cool right now. But 15 years ago, it's 100 degrees opposite. And right now, I'm trying to fight for the what do you call it in English? I'm sorry for my English.
Oh, that's okay. Great.
For an award, I mean, in film festival, we don't have anything for stunts here. Nothing. We have for special effect. We have for visual effect. We have for photographer and everything. Even a person who designed the posters of the movies, but we don't have nothing for the stunts. 5 years. These 5 years which is I passed, I fight for it so much for find a rights for the stunts to get an award, because I just think if I'm going to be dead, no one push my ideology. I mean, no one keep working on stunts. I'm afraid we lost all these 15 years because they will forget it very easy. And if I can make it, push it in a film award, so other crews need to be improved, other crews need to be fight more for, be a creative, try to make something new. Because in our movie here, for example, when they ask me for some crashes, they ask me very small things. I understand the potential of the movies, but I understand they ask it very small things just because of two reasons. One, because they're afraid it's not going to be happen. Second one, for the budget. So it's reasonable for the budget. Always they ask it for something smaller. But the first things is because they think it's not going to be happen. That's why I always try to give them the demo reel, some rehearsal as free. To they found it. Look, we can do it, and you need it for your movie. It's necessary for your movie. That's why in Hollywood, in every good movies, you see some very good action sequences. That's why in the commercial and in the advertising stuff, you're using this part of the movie. And I'm still keep fighting for this, for find the right of the stunts, and to change the way of the thinking of the movie making here, because they still afraid to make it. Even the writer afraid to write in a script, because when he wants or she wants to write, he think, oh, maybe it's not going to be happen, so forget it, just forget it. That's what's going like this.
Yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from. And that's actually how I can identify myself a lot with you, because I grew up in a different country as well, where the film industry was very small and my ideas were huge, right? And so whenever, and capabilities were big, right? So whenever they were writing a script, even if it was, a slight action movie, right? And then you have all that vision. It's like, well, but you can make the chase so much better. And then I even actually remember specifically talking to the writer about this foot chase that ended up on a rooftop, and I just created so much more color to it. And he was all excited and inspired, and he wrote it. And then I got a call from the executives in Zurich on the Swiss television. They're telling me, we don't want to play James Bond over here, okay? And I'm like, yes. We're not in Hollywood. That's exactly right. They said, we're not going to play James Bond. We're not in Hollywood. And and I'm thinking for myself, and actually I talked to a director friend, Florian Fruschmeyer, not too long ago, told him that story. And he's like, hold on. Hollywood makes really cool stuff, and James Bond is amazing. What's their problem, right? But no, I totally hear where you're coming from. And I think you can, you may have already submitted some of the stunts from projects to the Taurus Stunt Awards, right?
I really don't know how to do it. This is one of my dreams,
Okay.
Of course, for any stunt people, Taurus, I see you won the Taurus 2 times. Yes?
No, I didn't win. I was nominated several times.
Nominated because I saw your IMDb, Taurus. Taurus for stunt people is the end of it. This is the most valuable award for stunts is a Taurus, and I'm really eager to involve to send my videos. I really don't know how to make it. First of all, I didn't know how to register my name, but by the help of the Andy Armstrong, I think it's happened. But for me, some email which is with many information, it's really hard to understand. When I read the script in a foreign language, is hard, because I have to read it again and again and again to find it. But in my language, of course, it's easier. This is one of my problems. But Taurus is my vision.
Well, I'd be happy to do my part to help you to get in there too, because the stunts that I have seen you do are certainly big enough to be, at least looked at and nominated. I mean, unbelievable stuff you're doing. Now, but I do want to go back a little bit and find out, how did you get started? What did you do? Like, you got out of school. How old were you when you got out of school?
I'm 38 right now, and it's 15 years ago. Just by chance, I saw the one commercial in the street. It's wrote like this: stunt school. I said, stunt school? Definitely it's not going to be happen. We don't have any stunt in my country, because I was doing many sports on that time. I was doing racing kart. I mean, but professional ways. I do rock climbing professional ways. I'm working at height in the professional ways, but I never heard about anything about the stunts. And I just called that man and said, okay, I saw your number, and you said you had a stunt school. I said, yes, Friday coming here. Friday 10 a.m. And I just so excited. And 9 a.m. I was there, because I cannot handle myself 1 hour more wasting my time to see that man. And he just looked at me and said, you just come here 1 hour earlier. Why? I said, because I'm so excited. And I said, okay, cool. Just grab this. He threw the t-shirt to me. And you cannot imagine, the t-shirt comes slow motion in the air to me, And when I grabbed the t-shirt, it wrote it in our language, here stunts. And I go to the toilet and change it in the resting room. And I just look at the t-shirt and go like this, oh man, it's called stunts. And so I'm going to be stuntman, huh? And I go back. On that moment, I was a sensei of the Aikido. And I had many students, and my body shape was so good. And three times every day I did the sport, and he started very easy stuff about the stunt, some rolling, falling to the ground, and everything. He told me, I'm doing this, and I just so happy. I said, cool, man, this is a job. It's not gonna be happen. He drive the car and said, okay, after 2 months he drive the car. He said, you can throw yourself out of the car. I said, really, I can do it? Of course, it's your lesson today. When I go back to the home, I said, man, this is the dream. You do crazy stuff, and it's called job. Not job, I mean work. It's something. I don't want to name it, but it was something. Because since I was a kid, I'm doing all of this in the wrong way, without any safety, without any good line. But right now, with the one coach, one mentor, he teach me how to do this. And when you go to the set, you have to do this. For following the stairs, you have to do this. And the days goes like this. After 2 years, I learned many things. And in my country, they made the bungee jumping platform. And they asked me to be the first master jumper up there, because I had the only person who had the license for working at height. And I said, I'm not a master jumper, but I had the license of the working at height. I said, that's enough. You just come here and doing this. And because of this, I had a gap between me and my coach to doing stunts. And he said, Arsha, for you, it's good. It's much better to staying there to make money. I said, money? I never care about money. Right. I care about doing something crazy. I never looking for money. Whole of my life, still right now, I'm never looking for money. And he said, okay, I think it's good you establish your team. I said, are you sure? Am I expert enough? He said, no, you are definitely not expert enough, but it's good for starting. And I start to my crew, and I call it 13, because everyone thought 13 is bad luck number and something like that. And I just want to prove, if even it's a bad luck number, if you're doing your stuff in the good rules with the safety and everything, so result could be awesome. That's why I start my crew. And first 2 years, I do many crazy things. I had the chance, always made my chance, but I had a chance to, someone ordered me to tumble the car. First of all, when I started stunts, I'm still afraid of height too much. Mm-hmm. I mean, I lost my hair because of the height. because when I was in a bungee platform, every person I'm working on it to jump, I died with him. That's why working at height still keep me so nervous, but I love that feeling. That's why I'm doing base jumping as a hobby.
Right.
And I was started for doing some fight choreography and stuff, but suddenly I found myself, I'm a person who jumped too much. I'm a person who crashed with the car too much. I'm a person who crashed with the bike too much. And I'm a person who tumbled the car. And right now, up to now, I have 37 car tumbled. And I don't count bus, because I tumbled one bus, and I jumped with one bus also. I don't count it. I just count. I have some car jump, which is I don't count it as a car tumbling. I mean, the car tumbling definitely. I have 37 numbers,
Wow.
and I just see myself. Oh man, I'm good at it. I think I have some gift, which is I'm good at it, and I just keep pushing myself on this situation. And yes, I a little tricked the director to change the crashes to the tumbling, because when we are looking for numbers is so much fun for us to make it higher and higher and higher.
Sure. Yeah. Make it more exciting. That's amazing, dude. How did you, who was your mentor, first of all?
Mr. Peyman Abadi. He's Iranian basically, but he lives in Germany, and he was in the high dive team in Germany. He was brilliant in high diving. I mean, brilliant. But unfortunately, 10 years, almost 10 years ago, we lost him in some action sequences. He wanted to throw the bus to the valley. During the turning, he wanted to through the bus and jump from the bus. You got me, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Because of my English, I had to try to make a picture of it. And this kind of bus is a 302 Mercedes-Benz, which is so heavy. And as you know, the wheels of the bus is horizontal. It's not like this with a normal car.
Mm-hmm.
And the wheels is almost 1 meter behind you, not in front of you.
Right.
And when he jumped out, and he did it exactly during of turning from the street to the valley. That's why the wheels of the tires, the tires of the bus on that position. And when he jumped, so he connected to the tires. And because of the rotation of the tires, grabbed his feet and put him in the ground, put him behind of the body of the bus. I mean, he stuck it here. And on the last moment, he threw some explosion stuff to the bus, because he wanted when bus going down to the valley, start firing an explosion.
Yeah.
And he stuck like this between the valley and the ground, and he was behind the bus. I mean, it's behind or beneath?
Underneath.
Underneath, yes. And outside, no one can do nothing for him, and everyone was afraid, which is when someone asked me who's guilty. I mean, who's guilty on this situation? I said a person who outside. I mean, stunt crew in outside, because if one stuntman doing something wrong, he had a safety team, and it's the responsibility of the safety team to do something. And what's the difference between stuntman, stuntwoman, and a crew? Stuntman and stuntwoman are wise, and they are ready for doing for something goes wrong. Every time when I'm doing the car crashes, I'll always, of course, we have an ambulance, and we have an firefighter teams. I told them no one goes close, just my crew, because they are capable, and they practice many times. If my neck is broken, if the car is in the fire, they know who opened my, for example, hands, who opened my belts, who opened the doors, and no one go on the hands of the person who are working on this situation. Unfortunately, he was underneath of the boss, and the boss goes on fire. and we lost him. We lost very, I saw precious. Is it true word?
Yep.
Precious man. I mean, a man who, he changed my life. He definitely changed my life. That's why I try to stay in my country, because I think it's my responsibility. If I leave my country out, so what's the reason he died? Because he lives in Germany. He worked in many movies, many serial good movies. He was so professional, and he came to our country to separate his knowledge, to show his knowledge, to express what he learned, and we lost him. And if I go out from my country to keep working on my dreams, of course everyone have a dreams. Of course Hollywood is a dreams for every stuntman, stunt woman. And but if I left my country, so the wave he started, it's going to be flat. That's why I feel I'm responsible for this, and that's why I said I'm fighting for the award for stunt people here, because if it's going to happen, I feel myself now I can go for my own life, and I'm not responsible about my country. I mean, when I said country, I'm not a person who care about the borders, not at all. You know, stunt people think more than this. Yeah. Because we could die in some of these sequences, but of course we work on much safety and stuff. But of course this is a very dangerous job. Every time when I'm doing base jump, it could be my last jump. No one knows. It's gonna be happen. Maybe my pilot chute is gonna stuck. It's not a stock up to now. I have more than 300 base jumping, but it's gonna be happen just once. Because I lost many of good friends of mine, which is, it's happened a very stupid accident. Many of good friends of mine in the base jumping. Life is like that. So I think I'm responsible for my mentor, because he come to the country to show his knowledge, and I think I'm responsible to keep rolling his
legacy.
Legacy, yes, exactly. Thank you.
Right. Well, I certainly do admire your integrity towards him, and it sounds like you have a good team going at the moment, or did before all this happened. But it doesn't mean that you can't venture out and come to work in different countries, if it's whatever, Europe, or maybe even try the States too. Now I also used to skydive. I took a break now because my daughter got into racing go-karts when she was 5, so I figured I can always jump later on. I actually took her skydiving when she was 5.5 in Switzerland. Yeah. Have you been to Switzerland?
No, not yet. If I go there, I will definitely go to the forget the name. It's the best place. It's the paradise for the base jumpers.
Interlaken.
Yes.
Yeah. You'd love it. Now, I do want to encourage you, because I want to keep you around for a long time too. I mean, how dangerous base jumping is. I lost a couple of good friends that were master jumpers for Red Bull and so on. And it's not a matter of if, but when. And you just sometimes you got to say, you know what, I've done that. I walked away from it. Maybe I'll go back to skydiving, where I have a reserve chute, because you don't have one in base jumping.
No.
I know I never did base jump. I wanted to, and a good friend of mine, Andrew Pfeiffer, actually, that lives in Interlaken. He's a master jumper. He's got over 11,000 jumps. And
wow,
awesome. I remember specifically sitting on a dinner table with him and my daughter that was 2 years old at the time, and other friends, and we talked about base jumping, and I looked at him, it's like, yeah, I would like to. And he just shook his head with a very serious face and pointed to my daughter, and he says, no, you can't, Yes. And that's
because you're not belonging yourself anymore.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. But now you were saying something really important too that I understand and I agree with as well. It's not about money. It never was. You know,
Never.
it's I've done so many stunts, big stunts, for back in Switzerland when I first started, just to do it, you know, because it's just inside your heart. And again, I want to clarify that this that Face the Real is not about how do we become a stunt performer. It's about the passion. It just so happens that my circle of friends majority is they're stunt people or actors or directors and so on. So that's why for the viewer, if you watch this, I mean, don't think that this is only explains how to become a stunt performer. It's not. If that's not your passion, then follow your passion, whatever it is. This is just about how to not give up on your dream. If you want to make, you know, if you want to have a pottery company, then do so. If you have if you want to have a flower store, then do so. But just don't let that passion go. Yeah, it was never about money. Obviously money comes once you're, you know, love it and you get opportunities, and obviously we do need money to live, and it's welcome, but it shouldn't be the reason why you chase, you know, a certain job, because I think when you do that, that's when you get stuck in a situation that you don't want to be. You're going to start hating your job. You're going to start looking forward to Fridays. You're going to not look forward to Mondays. You know, I can't tell you last time I was like, oh, nice, the weekend's here, you know, because
all days weekends for us.
Yeah, exactly. Because we just love what we do. And so that's that. Now I've seen you also do a little acting, right?
Yeah.
How,
You know, actually, acting is fun, but it's if you compare with the stunts, in my idea is it's like you swim in the couple of glass in acting, but the stunts you swim in the ocean. For me, it's different like this. Of course, acting is fun, but the stunts is it's everything.
it's just what is right for you and what's right for me at the moment, you know.
Exactly.
And yeah, the stuff that I saw that you do is very high quality, some of it too. Like there was this one fight scene, you were tied to a chair.
Yes, flipping with the chair.
Yeah, it was beautifully shot too.
It really, we shot all of this in one day.
Mm-mm. No way.
Yeah, and the one thing is, in my country we don't have a rehearsal, and you know rehearsal is magic. In rehearsal you earn everything, but unfortunately we don't have a rehearsal here because it's cost for them, and most of the time we don't have a time for the doing. Prepare many things in the set, but with all of this. It's good for me because I learned to how to be fast and safe, and I know if I have if I have more time, I could do much better and much better and much better. For example, for the jumping with the bus to the pool, it was 22 meters. The pool length of the pool is 22 meters, so it's a very sketchy jump because director asked me, you definitely need to high jump, and I need to you go to the end of the pool. I mean the wall of the end of the pool. And for me, it was not important because I said so do you have a shot after that? He said, yes, we have a shot inside, goes like this, goes like that. I said, man, maybe when the boss go inside a pool and it's pool over because of the water attack inside, and many CG goes on the some side of the boss. So he said, can you do something? And I just think, and before that I searched many times in the Google and internet and asked many coordinators, so do you have any experience with the jump with the bus to the pool or water or ocean or sea or something? And I didn't find any information. The only things I found, I saw some bus which looks like a ship bus. They're slowly go inside a river or pool or something, then swimming. And because the other things which is I'm afraid of the attack of the smash of the water to the front glass, and I have to control it, of course. And because they have a camera inside, it's not possible to make a roll cage inside. I have a roll cage, but very, and I made it all by myself. Even the roll cage of the car, I made it by myself. I made my ramp by my own style. And the roll cage of inside of my cockpit, it's my own style. I made it my own style. I'm afraid to say, but I learned it step by step. I just risked my life to learn it, because on that moment the internet was a dial-up, and there is no chance for me to watch in YouTube or something. Still, it's really hard to watch in YouTube because we have to use the proxy and stuff, and the speed is so low. And it was so hard to find information and the knowledge of this. And right now, the angle of my ramp, it's all my angle. The size, it's all my size. For example, I could tumble the car, barrel 2 times in the air. 720 degrees, exactly. And I did it 2 times. And it was so, it needs a very specific calculation, because you need a chance. Sometimes the winds is against you. Sometimes you have a tailwinds, and sometimes the weight of the car is different. And all the cars they gave it to me for a tumble is the shitty car, and it's hard to get the enough speed you want.
Right.
And somehow it's good, because when I made my own cockpit, I said, okay, this car is not trustable even 1%. So it's good for me, because I know I'm faced to the car which is not trustable in 1%. So I made my own roll cage. That's why it's step by step I learned how to attach the roll bars, how to secure my radiator water and stuff. And when I faced to the, for example, bus jump situation, I had some experience. I have 7 of my stunts team inside the bus, because they have a camera inside and outside, and they all attached with the harnesses to some part, and with all quick release system, which is, I'm afraid of them, because okay, it's my own life, and if something goes wrong in 1% is my own life. But imagine with 7 of my crew, we have to jump to the pool, and when you are driving, you feel much comfortable. If you compare a person who inside the car and you want to do something, is more scary. If you ask me, their situation is more scary than me. And we did it very good, in a very good, all goes well. And I was so happy inside, because it's exactly happened when we jumped to the pool. The water attacks inside, and after 10 seconds, the bus goes on this angle, and if go on a pullover, no one can rotate it back in the basic situation. And we practiced with my guys inside, and when I said left, everyone goes left, and when I said right, everyone goes right. And from outside, everybody look at me, he's crazy. Why he just starting to left, and everybody goes left. When he said right, everyone goes right, because we practice. And if it's going to happen, we don't make a decision on that moment. We decision before, and we just do what we rehearsal. That's why I love rehearsal, but it's not going to happen in my country. So many things which is you see is without any rehearsal. And For me, is rehearsal is magic. If I had a chance to rehearsal.
That's amazing. But why did you have 7 people in your bus?
Because the camera inside want to see them. Because in the moment when the bus gonna attack to the water, there was an inside camera to see the smash of the water comes inside and the reaction of the body of the person. Because in the movie, it has many people was inside, and the camera from outside, and we couldn't use the dummies because for the camera inside it's not possible to use the dummy.
Understood. Okay, cool. Wow, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Unreal. Have you gotten injured?
First project of my own team. I mean, in the first project, it was a scene I was a thief. We crashed to some SUV's car. I mean, tandem crash, 2-person on a bike, and we have to roll over from the hood of the car, but because of the budget of the movie, they said, please don't touch the cars. And they asked me, crash without touching. And I told the director, you asked me, it looks like this. Jump to the pool, but don't get wet. And he said, yes, I want you to jump to the pool and don't get wet. Can you do that? And I just think and said, yes, I can do that. But I didn't have any idea. I just say yes. When I go home, I said, oh man, how can you do it, crash the car without touch the car? You cannot imagine. Another gift suddenly comes. I watch animation. Do you know Tom and Jerry? Definitely.
Of course, yeah.
In some part of the Tom and Jerry, when Tom annoyed the dog, he count with his feet the length of what you call this? Strap?
The leash, yeah.
Leash, yes. And he know, for example, 3 meters is that. And he make a line in the ground and annoy the dogs and come back. And dog is running, and jump, come back. I said, oh, this is the way. I attached the bike with the wire of Boxel wire. You call Boxel? Yeah, with the wires. Cable, yeah. Yes, with the cable. With the cable, and I just measured exactly when touched the tires of the car. And when it grabs you, it's not possible to jump over because you jump back. And it was so hard to jump over on this situation. So I said, okay, it's okay. So up to now, my bike didn't crash the car. So producer is happy. So the next mission is makes director happy. So in the last moment, when exactly want to grab the wire, wants to grab the bike, me and my friends jump over the hood. So up to now, so far so good. Everything was so good. Next day we come. In the next shot, I had to jump over the hood of the car, and the driver go back and come forward with high speed and brake, and I have to fall down. I mean, huge back jumping. Mm-hmm. We did it 14 times, and on that day, it's about 14 years ago. I have no enough experience, and unfortunately, I accept the main actor doing the drive the car. It was my mistake to accept the actor driving the car. We did it 14 times. In the 15, it was she actually. She braked earlier, and I know my touch point and the camera set in the ground, so I have to push myself to go more further to go to the main shot. So I push with my hands to the hood to more energy. I feel in the air, I'm going to the backflip, which is fucking dangerous because of my head and stuff. And I said in the air, I make a decision. If I just touch the ground with my hands, I can't roll back. I touch the ground with my hand. I just hear this sound of like this. And in the ground, I feel something wrong with my hand. And when they said cut, I just stand up and thumbs up to everyone and just told my friend, I broke my hand. Let's go to the doctor so fast. And I said, okay, let's go. And I just feel I'm going to be faint because my blood pressure going low and everything. And when we go in the x-ray and said, oh, you fucked your hand. I said, yes, I know. I said, no, it's very serious. I said, how serious is that? I said, you have to cut your hand. I said, what the fuck? What do you mean cut my hands? It's my hand is still in my arms and I can't move my fingers. I said, yes, but definitely you're gonna dystrophy. Your bone's gonna be necrous. and you step by step should cut your fingers, then cut your what you call this part? Wrist.
Wrist, yeah.
Yeah. From the wrist, you have to cut. So you're joking. It looks like a movie. What you saying that? So this is a doctor's decision. You can go out different hospitals. So defaultly, I go different hospital, and I go in a different hospital again. Touch my hand, and it's so painful. And then I said we cannot make a surgery because this surgery is bad for our resume or something. Because definitely we have to cut your hand after 6 months. So man, you're talking some way, which is I feel my fingers, I move my fingers. He said yes, because your nerve is still working, but all your bones in your wrist is broke badly, and 3 bones in the body get necrous. One is a talus, in the talus. I'm sorry, talus in the feet, in the rest of the feet. What you call this part? I'm sorry, this part.
The ankle.
Ankle, yes. In the ankle, the other is a femur in this part, and the other one is in the wrist. And these 3 bones, after breaking, the blood don't transfer. So maybe it's going to be necrous. But my hands, it was really fucked up. That's why I called the director. The director was my friend, and I said, my situation goes like this. He said, go in the very best hospital you can. I said, I don't know the best hospital. I'm not in the situation. I can't think. My mind is not working. And we just find another hospital, and the doctor said, man, I can do something. You keep your hand like this, but you don't cut it. I said, okay, it's much better than cut it. So keep it like this. And we had the surgery. I had a 6 metal pin inside of my hand. And I tried to make ready my mind to, okay, you're a stuntman with one hand from now on. And with this hand, with the 6 pin, I accept the one role as an stunt actor. And I did many things, fighting, robbing the banks, which is, I love robbing the banks, of course, with many, like any stuntman, because you're shooting, jump in the counter of the bank and things. And I feel so good. And after 4 months, they cut my chalk and take out 2 of the metals. Still 4 metals remain on my hand. And with the same director, I accept the commercial. In this commercial, I'm rappelling down, upside down from the wall. I jump from the 9th floor to the 7th floor 4 times. And because I want to make ready myself with one hand, I still can do stunts. I was so happy. I didn't have any problem, but of course my hand gets weaker and weaker and weaker. After 4 months, when I had a new surgery, they said, your hand is good, but we don't know nothing, still 6 months. It's hardest 6 months of my life, because all days I just think my hand's gonna be okay. All days I just send the energy, my hand's gonna be okay. And after 1 year, when in the gym, I did the handstand, I was freaking happy, and I just shouting in the gym, and everybody looked at me, he's a stuntman? And he was so happy to handstand. Why? They don't know this is the dead hand, and I make it alive again. And my hand right now is working like the new one, strong enough, and I have no problem at all with that. And the only things I remember, one of my friends had the same situation, and his father don't let the doctors cut his hand. And I just sent, with sending the positive energy for myself, I keep my hand, and I'm still doing many things. And I learned it really from the stunts, because you know much better than many people, many action stuff. When we are doing this, I'm goes like this. I'm always afraid. And when you conquer with yourself, when you fight inside with yourself, you have too much communication with you and yourself. So you find a new world inside of yourself. And in your world is your rules. You are the king of your world. You king of your rules. And in my rules, I don't accept to cut my hands. And in my rules, I don't accept this. And I still have my hands, and I'm doing many things. And I have no problem at all with that.
Right. That's amazing. Thank God you have your hand.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I just spoke to Terry James, a good friend of mine, the other day on here. And he said, because I asked him because he's also like you, so positive all the time, but he's 70 years old now, and he's been in the industry for 40 some years, and he just said, no, I just never accepted no for an answer, and I'm the same way, and you're the same way, and you just can't, like, God forbid you would have just gone with the first doctor's like, okay, well, I guess take my hand, right? Because there's always a better way, always. I mean,
Yeah.
very, very few times you're running out of options. You know what I mean? There's always a better way. That's incredible. What a story. Holy cow.
Yeah.
How did you break your wrist? On impact, or did you run over it with the car, or what happened?
On impact, when I exactly in the moment I touched the ground, and when I dived to the ground, I touched to the ground, and you cannot imagine, in less than a second, I feel the sound of the cracking. I didn't know it's going to be a huge crack or something. I just maybe it's dislocated or something, but it was huge. One of the most positive stuntmen I ever know is Jerry Trimble. I worked with him in the one Bollywood movie in Bang. It's called Bang Bang, and he is the most positive man I ever seen. Of course, many stuntmen are so positive, but he's different. And I had a chance on that movie to choreograph the last fight, and Andy Armstrong gave me the opportunity, and I was so honored to have it. And he always thankful and said, "Oh man, thank you for giving me that sequences to this punch." And I go to IMDb and check his resume. I said, "Man, he's a legend," and he's so thankful always. And it was in Abu Dhabi. It was so hot, and everybody inside the car and take the AC in the car. And he was outside to stretch his feet. Goes like this, really goes like this. And I said, "Jerry, isn't hot outside?" I said, "No, it's cool. I'm in the set. I'm so happy in the set." He always happy. And he spoke with me many times, and he told me the tricks to be happy. And I remember one day I was stuck in a very bad situation. I don't know the way. I cannot make a decision. I was so angry and everything. I just suddenly remember him. And I remember he told me, "It's not hot day, Arsha. You just told yourself it's not so cold." I said, "Man, you want to tell me the power of the words?" Yes. He said, "Yes, definitely power of the words. Use it." I said, "Man, it's like movies." So okay, act like the movies. You're a stuntman. So okay, it's not so cold, and it's not so cold, and I'm start laughing. I said, "Look, you're laughing, so it means you pass away the hot day." I said, "Yes, it's work." He's right. And I remember I was in Iran 4 years after this story. I was stuck in a situation, and I just used the Jerry way to handle my situation, and it's answered and it's worked. And I just call him in the state and say, "Hey Jerry, how are you?" He said, "Man, I'm a slave. How are you?" After 4 years, you called me and said, "Man, I'm in this situation." I said, "Oh, what situation?" I said, "I'm in very bad situation." "Oh, don't worry, man. It's gonna be okay." I said, "Yes, I just want to tell you it's okay. In your way, it's happened and it's answered." I said, "Yeah, you see, it's gonna answer. Just be positive, just be happy and things." Yeah, Jerry Trimble, he's a legend. I mean, look at his IMDb. He's very cool, very nice, and very humble guy I ever seen.
Oh, that'd be great. What's his name? Jeremy Trimble?
Jerry Trimble.
Jerry Trimble. Okay.
Trimble, yes.
Maybe we can talk to him on here. That'd be great.
Definitely.
Now, what were your parents like? Where did you get all this positivity from?
Oh man. First 2 years, I never told my mother where I going. I just said I'm going to gym because I'm always going to gym, and for her it's normal. Take my luggage, my stuff, my backpack, and go to the gym. And after 2 years, because of some magazine, some movies, she just saw my names on the stunts. "You doing stunts? Why?" I said, "Mom, it's okay." I said, "No, it's not okay. Definitely it's not okay here, because we have one way of thinking. In Iran, it's not safe. Here in Iran, definitely it's not safe. You're going to kill yourself." I said, "Mom, we are not going to kill ourselves. It's going to be..." safe, everything. He said, no. I said, yes. You know me. I go. She said, okay, just be careful of yourself. Then after 2 years, every time when I grab my helmets, I said, okay, you tumble the car. How many tumble? I said, two, three. I said, how many you want? I said, more than 7 because the world record is a 7. But 7 for movies, 8.5 for the world record. And still I cannot doing more than 4.
And so you knew mom's not going to agree with you. Mom's not going to let you do that. So you didn't tell her. What about your father?
I lost my father before I'm doing stunts.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, then I can understand that, mom even more so doesn't want you to
Yeah,
do
exactly.
sisters. But did you have any brothers and sisters?
I have a sister. She lives in Australia. But she's totally different if you compare with me. I remember the last day when she wanted to move to Australia. I just tell her, come with me, and I ride the bike because I want to remember this last ride. I said, no, you wanna go fast. I said, definitely I'm not going fast because I know you're scared. With the first gear, even you cannot hear the sound of the gas, she just grabbed me and screamed, slow. I said, believe me, I still didn't start moving. He said, okay, slow. He said, okay. We just doing as a memory. She's so sweet.
What does she do?
She's a engineer of chemistry in Australia.
Okay.
Now, I said totally different.
Did you but were you always so positive as a kid? Did you never have a lot of big struggles that were maybe holding you back a little bit? And I guess we all go through certain things. I mean, in your case, you lost your father, or whatever that might have been. How do you deal with situations that are negative?
My country always have a problem with many politics stuff.
Right.
And this country is a politic country. Every people, even taxi driver, everywhere you heard about politics. It's the main topic of my people. And I don't want to say they are always upset, but most of the time they're complaining. And I don't like to complain. For me, always I goes like this. Okay, the situation is like this. What can you do in this situation? Mm-hmm. That's why I always make myself happy in the situation. Always I make myself happy, even in this quarantine. Did I pronounce the right way? Quarantine?
Quarantine, yeah.
Quarantine, yes. It's hard for everyone. It's really hard for everyone. And we start with my friends in Spain to make some stunt movie. Of course, he punch in this way, I get the punch here, and we shoot with the guns. And he even start to sword fighting. Sword fighting is much harder. You need many shots. We try to make ourselves happy in this situation. And stunts people, they need adrenaline, they need endorphin, they need exciting stuff. And we just playing with the games, with the PlayStation stuff, it's not enough for us. Watching movie looks like watching movie is harder, because when you watch the movie you want to do this again, because you know how it always goes happen. So you want to, for example, do the crash, do this jump, shooting stuff like that. Set, man, I miss the being at set with the guys chatting and laughing too much. And so that's why when I watch the movie, I just feel more like prison in the quarantine. That's why, always know it's the way, just you need to find it to be happy. And it's a life. Life is always uphill and downhill. And uphill is some ways more fun. Sometimes downhill is more fun. It's all depends on us. Yeah. I try to go and live like this, because otherwise in my country, if you want to be logical, I'm not illogical. I don't live logical. I'm very logical, but I don't live logical. I always follow my heart. Always. I always do what my heart told me. Always. And I'm so happy. Uh, Many people cheated me. Many people cheated me. But I'm never afraid. I never told myself I'm stupid. They cheated me. I said no. I have a clean heart, so I try to keep it clean, and I don't care. They cheated me more and more and more. So I don't care because I know after that I could be happy again. So we all looking for happiness. Money give you happiness, but without money I'm happy. Without money I drive the Lamborghini. I drove Bentley. I drove fantastic cars. I ride the very expensive horses. I mean Arab horses in some movies, and with the very special place, with the horses. When I ride this horse on that situation, I told myself, man, what you want more? You're definitely middle of the paradise in this situation. And I don't say because I know some people goes like this and say, okay, you ride this horse and tomorrow it's over. Then I said, man, tomorrow is never come. You have to enjoy it right now. Enjoy with the horse right now. And this is a life. No one knows tomorrow come.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. What a great way to look at it, and you described it really well because you're absolutely right. You gotta. It's not about. Do you know Jim Ron? Have you ever heard of Jim Ron? He's gone now,
No,
but he's a
no.
motivational speaker, and he was saying it's not about how long you live; it's how you live. You know what I mean? Because you
Yeah.
can live
How
the,
wide you live.
right. You can live the safest life and the longest life in a corner, right? All taken care of. But what a way to live.
Exactly.
So, yeah, no, you got to be smart, like you are explaining. You got to be smart and safe, but definitely you got to live, man. You only have one life, right? So
Exactly.
don't waste it. I feel so bad for people that are afraid and held back by fear to try something new. Like I had a conversation not too long ago with a friend that I know for a long time, and she's in her 40s, and she actually called and she said, you know what, because we knew each other 20 some years ago, and she said, I just remembered what you said when we were both in our early 20s. She said, you said it's never too late to start something new. And so she now took a complete different career path and is happy, right? Because you
Yes.
gotta follow your dream, man. You can't sit around and waste your life. It's just not happening.
It's a formula. It's a formula of to be happy. Exactly what she did.
Absolutely. What are some of your next goals?
Next goal,
Yeah. What do you want to achieve next?
um, the academy. I mean, I love to have an academy, stunt academy here,
Okay.
because people who love to doing stunts, they have to learn it um, like a lesson.
Hmm.
Then it's not all about the experience. It's all about the knowledge, because I believe it's a knowledge, and I believe it's art. And um, for art, you need a school to teach people this passion and art. And I see many people who love doing stunts. And do you see when the parkour comes to the world, it's separated suddenly. It's like explosion. Everybody doing parkour, because it means these people looking for the adrenaline. It means these people looking for exciting stuff, looking for extreme stuff. And it's the cheapest and easiest way for them. So it means we have many people who eager to be involved, but they don't know the way. So school is the way. I mean, this specific school looks like academy is the way. This is my goal, but it's my vision actually.
Right.
But I have always small goal. For example, we have a tower in our city. It's called Mila Tower, and they don't let me to jump since 5 years. Just me. First of all, they let a jump for the military stuff, and everyone jump. And I remember they all of them knows my name. I said, okay, this person cannot jump. And I said, why just me? Because I love to jump, because everywhere when I go, in every interview, I said, I love to jump from this tower. And for them, it goes serious. And they're afraid why this person want to jump so much from this tower. And this goal is take 5 years of my life. And after 5 years, I jumped. And I was the happiest person between all of them because for me it cost 5 years.
Yeah.
And I never disappointed, never, because I knew one day I will jump. And always in all interview, with reason or without any reason, I mention it because I want to show them you just keep blocking me to jump, but I will jump. I will jump legally, not illegally, because base jumper jump illegally. I did, but from this tower, I want to jump legally, very clean, and it's happened. Like a king, I'm going to the platform, and yes, at the last moment, still they grabbed me and they want to push me back because I want to do the flip. I want to do the gainer. I said, no, just stable and basic jump. I said, man, I waited for this 5 years. So definitely I'm going to do gainer because 5 years in my mind, I did gainer. Gainer exists.
Yeah.
And I did it.
هیچ وقت شروع نمی‌کنم. ضعیف‌ها هیچ وقت تموم نمی‌کنن. خدایا چقدر زیباست. 1 2 3
ایران اگر دل تو را شکستند تو را به بند کینه بستند چه عاشقان بی‌نشانی که پای درد تو نشستند که پای درد تو نشستند.
محمد برنده ها هیچ وقت کم نمیارن. هیچ وقت کم نیارید. هیچ وقت کم نیارید.
And I was so happy. And many people, it was a lesson for many people to never give up. To never give up what your goal, to never give up what your dreams. It doesn't matter your dreams is big or small. It doesn't matter your dreams is funny or for some people is maybe stupid dreams. It's your dreams. Your dreams is like your diamonds. You have to achieve your diamonds.
Yeah. And you made a good point too, because my question was kind of broad. What's your next goal? Because you need to have small goals on your journey to the big one. And like I was told before by some people, it's like, oh, you're never happy. And it says, no, I'm happy all the time. But it appears to them because you're constantly trying to find some new challenges or some new goal. You know what I mean? So that to them, I guess it's a containment that they feel like, oh, once you reach it, so now, but yeah, so once I reach it, then now what, right? I got to find something new, right? So I totally get it. I agree with you.
Actually, I know one of my goals. Let me tell you. With the good coordinators, I love to tumble the car in like in crew. I mean, not one person. I want to do, for example, 2-way car tumbling, 4-way car tumbling, something like this. I want to be involved as a crew. Looks like dancing, For me, car tumbling is like dancing. And I mean, fantastic choreography, which is it happened. You see many movies. You worked on many of them. I saw that, and I just admire you. And I that's why I told you I'm one of your big fan. And when I'm following your stuff, I said, man, this is cool. And I never get jealous. I just always said, this is gonna be happen. So it's gonna happen. It means it's happened, and I love it.
Thank you. I was supposed to go to India right before this pandemic happened to coordinate a movie for a Swiss company that I worked with for many, many years. And now knowing you, I will definitely keep you in mind when I work in other countries to bring you along, and definitely want to meet you in person for sure.
I'm so happy to hear that. I'm so happy to hear that. This is one of the best things. It's happened right now for me.
Well, you're very kind. Thank you. Let's see. what kind of advice do you have during this stay-at-home order that we have for other people for this, this pandemic at the moment?
The other one of the game I always play with myself is thinking. With the thinking, you don't need the walls. No walls can block you. No borders can block you. In your dreams, when you start thinking, you can fly. You can dive in the ground. You can do everything, and keep thinking too much. Keep you creative. And as you see, Red Bull always looking at the creative people, not the capable people. A person who creative is more valuable of the capable, because this generation, this world is all about the new idea, and new idea makes you more shiny. That's why I always advise to keep thinking, and don't afraid to talk to a person about your ideas, because some people think, okay, if I share my idea, they're laughing at me. Right. No idea is funny. All of the idea is so fantastic. If 20 years ago, we can say to any person, some people in Iran, the other people in the States, talk to each other with some stuffs like this in the hand, everyone laugh at you. Yeah. Everyone laugh at you. But now it's a real word. It's a real word, and it's. For example, right now you make me so happy for the things you offered me. I don't care if it's gonna happen or not, but you makes me happy. So it happened. So with these things in your hand, you get happy. So you win. So thinking is the best things in the life.
Yes. Yeah. Thinking positive. And you said one of the most amazing and most important things when we first started, visualization, right? You got to envision yourself already being there where you want to go. And again, I referred to Arnold Schwarzenegger before with someone I talked to on here, because he's such a great example, with where he came from, what he had envisioned and what he achieved. And once he did become the biggest bodybuilder, well, then what else can I do? I'm going to start acting, right? Despite nobody understand what I'm saying, he became the biggest movie star, right? And went into politics. And so, if that's what you really want to do, you're going to visualize it and work hard at it. And
exactly.
And do not listen to the people that tell you can't do it. I mean, the only thing that always helped me, the people that said you can't do it, it actually helped me getting more fired up to do so.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm going inside because of the lights.
It got dark outside.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Okay.
This is a cool place you got there.
Yeah, it's all wood. My dog gets injury.
Oh no.
Yeah. I have 2 dogs.
I saw that. Very cool. Are they Labradors?
It's a golden retriever. Yes.
Retrievers. Okay. Yeah. I never been to your country. Although Switzerland wasn't too far away.
Sorry. Let me go in the place which is without.
That's all right.
Okay.
And I said, maybe one of these days I'll take you to your country.
Okay, cool. So you said about the country, yes. Could you tell it again?
I said, maybe one of these days I'll make it to your country. I've never been to Iran.
Oh, man, it's going to be... Oh, I never let you have a bad time here. Believe me. I did my best. And please stay... long time, because it's a very big country, and it's many things you need to see. Many things. Yeah. First of all, I remember in the Skyfall when I spoke with the Ben Collins. He's a very humble, very professional man, and I just want to invite him, because I know in the Top Gear movie they don't let him to come to the Iran because BBC stuff is not possible to come to Iran and stuff. And I just go tell him, I'm so sorry they don't let you come in and that movie. I said, no, it's okay. I said, but I want to invite you with all my support if you accept it to come. And he said, do you have a field? I said, what do you mean field? He said, track. I said, what do you mean of track? said, track, I mean, do you have asphalt? I said, of course we have asphalt. Because he thought we have a desert and go with the camels. Believe me, up to 4 years ago, I even didn't see any camels in my country. And yeah, I said, yeah, of course, man, you come in, we have a very good car to show you. You will have fun. You will definitely have fun. And if you come, please stay long enough to see something, please.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I always encourage people to, when they say, I want to go to visit Switzerland. Also, Switzerland is a very small country, but you got to take 3-4 weeks because there's so much to see. You know,
Yeah.
to do like a three-day trip through any country is, you know, you're going to see a couple of things. But yeah, I totally get it. And also, I got to tell you, I'm guilty myself to think of Iran as basically just desert and camels, right? Because that's what.
Yeah. It's not your fault. It's all about the news and paparazzi. It's not your fault, definitely.
Yeah, and then I watched your videos an hour, 2 hour ago, and it's like, wow, this is an incredible place. It's tropical, and I mean, it's a nice place.
Yeah, I just made the one car. I'm so happy. If you come, my car get ready. I just try to make the car, I mean, handmade, totally handmade. I mean, the engine, the suspensions, everything's just made. I mean, it's nothing, nothing is ready. And I just made it. And it's going to be a fantastic car because it's light and I mean, I just started 800 horsepower engine inside, and it's fun.
Wow, what kind of motor did you use?
Yeah, the 2JZ.
A what?
2JZ Toyota.
Oh, okay. Wow, and it's
Yeah.
800 horsepower.
Yeah, because we put everything. I mean, we changed many things inside. I don't know names in English.
Yeah, I get it. It's all right. Well, hey, let's do this again, please. I think we reached about an hour and a half right now, but there's so much more I want to talk to you about.
Yeah, I understand.
And thank you so much for contacting me on Instagram.
Thank you so much for accepting me.
Oh, absolutely. Why wouldn't I? You're an incredible human being. So I'm gonna add all your information on here for people to reach you on Instagram. Are you also on Facebook?
Yeah. But because of the proxy stuff, we don't use it too much, and we use so much time in Instagram.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, but I have a Facebook, yes.
And you have a website as well?
Yes, but I don't update it too much.
I was quite impressed with your IMDb. You did a good job with all your videos on there. I got to do that too. I got to put some reels up there. I haven't done that yet. But,
yeah, you know, actually you don't need it, but please doing this because of some people like me. Because for some people like me, finding the video of people like you looks like a lesson, looks like many things. And we if you forget the teaching point, it's so much fun for me and some people like me. Many people, I think even in other country like India, when we are watching your videos, we get many things. So because of people like me doing this, please.
Yeah, they get inspired because like you and I got inspired back in the day by older shows by Remy Julien and so on. I mean, they were just, you know, like, oh my God, I want to meet this guy, right? But anyhow, it's been a great pleasure. Thank you so much for your time.
It's my pleasure. It's my honor. I do appreciate it.
One more thing, like what's your advice to someone that is stuck in an everyday life and they're thinking about, you know, starting their own little business? They have an idea, but they do not have that vision yet how to get there. What is your advice to someone like that?
Life is so short, and they are working so hard to earning money, and all of the world is all about the hormones. When we're doing something, when we win, when we conquer of something, when we achieve of the opportunity, when we stand in the top of the platform of the, for example, Olympic Games, it's all about the feel of satisfied. Every people, every human on earth, they're looking for a satisfaction. So, and up to now is same goal of everyone with the different ways. But because they live their life in the calculation, it's very easy to calculate it for them. For example, hey man, you spent 40 years of your life for earning this feel of satisfaction. Are you happy? When he start thinking, it means he's not happy. When someone asks me, are you happy? I say suddenly, yes. Yes. I don't care if I die right now. I just lost many things because I have many small goals as we talk. I just be upset because, oh, life is over, so there's no chance for achieve these small goals again.
Yeah.
But I'm so happy. I live this moment. So as a calculation for them, for example, if he or she is 40 or whatever, and he or she start thinking, it means it's not happy. So we can offer them, okay, man, change it. Like the woman you told me, it's not late for learn new stuff. Change it right now. Forget it right now. Leave it with their way. Start your new way. Start what you love, what you desire, what your heart tell you. Your heart tell you start to drinking beer all days. Okay, drinking beer all days. If your heart saying this, no, nothing, just inside of you is most honest things of the earth. Just inside of you, always tell the truth.
Yeah.
No religion, no God, nothing. Just yourself. So he or she need to be clean with himself to ask the right question. Am I happy? If I'm not, okay, change it. That's it, easy like this. Change it. And okay, change it to what? Change it to what your heart tell you. That's it. Your heart never lie. Never, ever. But your mind gonna be calculate. Your mind calculate with the knowledge you earned, with the atmosphere you lived. For example, the atmosphere of life of my country may be not good, but I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Why? Why my neighbors are not happy? He is more rich. He has too much money. He can buy everything. And he don't know how to spend his money. If someone told me, okay, if you get rich, what you can do? I said, I never climb up the mountain for the base jumping. I buy the helicopter, looks like a gentleman, I go top and do base jumping. The only things is get different is the way of the climbing, not the base jumping. I did base jumping, but I buy the helicopter with my friends because I catch my friends inside the chopper, goes up and chilling to the top, then jumping because I know my friends is crazy like me. Most of the base jumper are crazy like me. All the stunt people in Stuntman, when we start talking, we have the same word. We have the same feeling always. But we have a many different culture, many different way of looking of the life. But because we follow our heart.
Yeah.
This is my advice. Just follow your heart. That's it.
That's great. Arsha Aghdasi, thank you so much. Thank you for your time. It's been really fun.
I do appreciate it. I do thank you, and I'm so sorry again because I'm late. I'm looking for the network coverage around. It was so weak. It's connected, it's disconnected. That's why it's happened.
You have great connection right now. I mean,
right now it's good. Yes, I found it.
Absolutely.
But I don't know. And at that time, it's not working. I said, man, it's because I put the snooze in my phone, and from the 7:30, I just tried to keep finding. I said, no, please don't tell me it's happened today, right now for me. But it's ended very well.
It's been good. Thank you so much. God bless you, man.
Thank you so much. I do appreciate it for everything.
Absolutely. I made a new friend today.
Me too. Thank you so much.
Have a great evening.
Yeah, you too.
Okay, we'll talk to you soon.
Cheers.
All right. Bye now.